Welcome to today's Lost Souls, where we bring you the most impactful and unforgettable stories from around the world. Today, we remember the lives of remarkable individuals whose legacies continue to inspire and resonate. From iconic musicians to trailblazing activists, join us as we celebrate their extraordinary contributions and bid farewell to those who have left an indelible mark on our lives. Stay tuned for a journey through their incredible stories.
Jack Betts, a versatile and prolific American character actor best known for his roles in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2002 and a host of spaghetti westerns, passed away peacefully in his sleep at his home in Los Osos, California, on June 19, 2025. He was 96 years old, leaving behind a legacy that spanned over 6 decades on stage, television, and film. Born Jack Fillmore Betts on April 11, 1929, in Jersey City, New Jersey. He moved with his family to Miami at age 10. His passion for acting was ignited after watching Laurence Olivier in Wuthering Heights 1939, a performance that inspired him to pursue a career in the arts. Betts attended Miami Senior High School and then studied theater at the University of Miami, where he performed in stage productions such as Moss Hart's Light Up the Sky in Cuba. After college, Betts moved to New York City to chase his Broadway dreams. He debuted in the 1953 production of Richard III and soon became a fixture in the theater world. A pivotal moment in his career came when he earned a 3-year scholarship to the Actors Studio, thanks to a friend's encouragement. There, he honed his craft alongside some of the era's most respected talents. Betts later appeared in Elia Kazan's 1959 staging of Sweet Bird of Youth and spent 3 years starring in a Broadway revival of Dracula beginning in 1977. Betts' film and television career was equally distinguished. He made his film debut in 1959's The Bloody Brood and soon became a familiar face in Italian-produced spaghetti westerns of the 1960s, including the cult favorite Sugar Colt 1966. Directed by Franco Giraldi, his rugged looks and commanding presence made him a natural fit for the genre, and he became a staple in westerns shot in Europe during that era. On television, Betts' range was on full display. He appeared in numerous soap operas, such as One Life to Live, where he played Dr. Ivan Kipling in 20 episodes from 1979 to 1985, as well as The Edge of Night, The Doctor's Another World, All My Children, Guiding Light, Loving, and Generations. He also made guest appearances on iconic series like Seinfeld, Frasier, Friends, My Name is Earl, and Everybody Loves Raymond, demonstrating his adaptability and enduring appeal. One of Betts' most recognized roles came later in life, as Henry Balkin, chairman of Oscorp, in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2002, in a memorable scene. His character is dismissed by Norman Osborn Willem Dafoe, who then transforms into the Green Goblin and kills Balkin and the board members. Betts fondly recalled filming the Oscorp boardroom scene, noting how director Sam Raimi encouraged him to bring his own interpretation to the role, which resulted in a memorable, nuanced performance. Beyond his screen work, Betts was deeply connected to the theater community. He wrote the play Screen Test, Take One, which was directed by his close friend Doris Roberts, best known for Everybody Loves Raymond. The two shared a decades-long friendship, often attending Hollywood events together and even living in the same home. Until Roberts' death in 2016, Betts' legacy is not only defined by his extensive body of work, but also by the warmth and encouragement he offered to fellow actors. The Beverly Hills Playhouse paid tribute to him, stating, "There was never one like him, and we are the richer for having had his presence in our theater. Rest in peace, Jack." He is survived by his nephew Dean Sullivan, nieces Lynn and Gail, and his sister Joan, who is set to celebrate her 100th birthday in November. Jack Betts' remarkable career, spanning stage and screen, will be remembered for its breadth, depth, and the indelible mark he left on American and international entertainment. Stanislav Šárský, an acclaimed Czech actor and recipient of the prestigious Thalia Award for Lifetime Achievement in Drama, passed away on June 20, 2025, at the age of 85. His death was announced by the National Moravian Silesian Theater, where he spent more than 3 decades as a central figure, shaping the landscape of Czech theater and inspiring generations of performers. Early life and career. Born on October 11, 1939, in Prague, then part of the Protectorate of Bohemia and Moravia, now the Czech Republic. Šárský's passion for the performing arts emerged early. He began his acting journey in the vibrant post-war Czech theater scene, quickly establishing himself as a versatile and deeply committed performer. His dedication to his craft led him to a prolific career on stage, in film, and on television. Theater. Legacy. Šárský's name became synonymous with the National Moravian Silesian Theater in Ostrava, where he was a mainstay for over 30 years. He also performed at the Vanda Theater and the Rococo Theater, leaving a lasting impact on each institution. Colleagues recall his unwavering love for theater, his vitality, and his keen interest in the direction of Czech acting. He was known for his ability to be both passionate and critical, always striving to elevate the art form and encouraging others to do their best. His long-standing friendship with fellow Ostrava actor Tomáš German was well known. German described Šárský as a beautiful, great, and sprawling tree, whose passing leaves an irreplaceable void in the theater community. Šárský's presence was felt not only through his performances, but also through his mentorship and the high standards he set for himself and others. Film and television. While theater was his first love, Šárský also made significant contributions to Czech film and television. He appeared in more than a dozen films and numerous TV series, including the popular Bakalari and the sports comedy series Lina, where he gained recognition among younger audiences. His film credits include Pak si na bil stesti 1987, Baska Ima 1979, and Memstomi Nadji 1978. In recent years, he continued to work in television, with roles in series such as Steiny v. Mols 2022 and Lina 2019-021, demonstrating his enduring relevance and adaptability as an actor. Awards and recognition. Stanislav Šárský's contributions were honored with the Thalia Award for Lifetime Achievement in Drama, one of the highest accolades in Czech theater. This recognition reflected not only his artistic achievements, but also his profound influence on the cultural life of the Czech Republic. Personality and legacy. Šárský was remembered as a passionate advocate for the theater, never afraid to voice his opinions or challenge the status quo when he believed it would serve the art. He inspired respect and admiration for his tireless commitment, his authenticity, and his belief that it was every actor's duty to strive for excellence. His passing is mourned by colleagues, friends, and audiences who cherished his performances and leadership. As Tomáš German poignantly said, "The loss of such a towering figure leaves a great clearing in the world of Czech theater, one that will take a long time to fill, and never in quite the same way." Stanislav Šárský's legacy endures through the countless roles he brought to life and the generations of actors he inspired. He remains a symbol of dedication, artistry, and the enduring power of live performance. Valentina Talyzina, Valentina Larionovna Talyzina, a beloved Soviet and Russian film and stage actress, passed away on June 21, 2025, at the age of 90. She was widely recognized as a People's Artist of the RSFSR, awarded in 1985, and was honored with the Order of Honor 2005 and the Order of Friendship 2010 for her outstanding contributions to Russian arts. Valentina's death was officially announced by the Mosavet Theater, where she devoted much of her artistic life, early life, and career. Born on January 22, 1935. Valentina Talyzina hailed from a family with Russified Tatar roots. She graduated from the Lunacharsky State Institute for Theater Arts in 1958 and immediately joined the Mosavet Theater, remaining a leading actress there throughout her life. Her career spanned over 6 decades, during which she played more than 40 roles on stage and about 100 roles in film and television, earning the admiration of several generations of Russian audiences. Iconic roles and artistic impact. Talyzina was best known for her warm, soulful portrayals in classic Soviet films such as The Irony of Fate or Enjoy Your Bath, 1975, Afanya 1975, The Old Robbers 1972, and Zigzag of Success 1968. In The Irony of Fate, she not only acted, but also provided the voice for the character Nadia, originally played by Barbra Brilska, whose Polish accent was dubbed by Talyzina to appeal to Russian audiences. Her characters were often remembered for their natural kindness, charm, and soft femininity, qualities that endeared her to viewers. Valentina's wide erudition and deep literary knowledge also led her to create and perform numerous poetic programs in theaters and concert halls across Russia and abroad. She was an active participant in radio performances, reading poetry and prose with great enthusiasm. Later years and health struggles. In recent years, Valentina faced significant health challenges. She suffered from polyradiculonephy, a severe neurological condition that caused muscle weakness and loss of sensation in her legs, eventually confining her to a wheelchair. She also endured a stroke in 2019, which required a long and difficult recovery. Despite these hardships, she returned to the stage in 2022 and continued performing, demonstrating remarkable resilience and optimism. Valentina celebrated her 90th birthday on stage at the Mossavet Theater on January 22, 2025, playing the landowner Mertsevetskaya in Wolves and Sheep. She also portrayed the Countess Anna Fedotovna in The Queen of Spades, continuing to captivate audiences until shortly before her passing. Legacy and Fair Wealth Mossavet Theater expressed deep sorrow at her passing, calling it an irreparable loss for Russian art and their institution. Colleagues and fans mourned the departure of a true cultural icon whose presence enriched Russian theater and cinema for decades. Valentina Talyzina's legacy is that of a consummate artist who brought warmth, humor, and authenticity to her roles. Her voice and performances became a cherished part of Russian cultural heritage, especially through her work in beloved Soviet-era films that continue to resonate with audiences. Her farewell ceremony was held at the Mossavet Theater, with many friends, family, and admirers paying tribute to a woman whose life and career symbolized the golden age of Russian performing arts.
Dave Scott. Dave Scott, a highly influential American choreographer and dance instructor, renowned for his groundbreaking work on films like Step Up 2, The Streets, and You Got Served, as well as his pivotal role on the television show So You Think You Can Dance, passed away on June 16, 2025. At the age of 52, his death was confirmed by a heartfelt post on his official Instagram account, which described him as an icon, a legend, a father, and a dear friend, emphasizing the profound impact of his loss on the dance community and beyond. Born on August 15, 1972, in Compton, California, Dave Scott's journey into dance was marked by passion, dedication, and innovation. Before fully embracing choreography, he earned an associate's degree in business on a basketball scholarship from Weber State University in Utah, but his true calling lay in dance and movement. Over the years, Scott became a celebrated figure in hip-hop and street dance circles. Known for his dynamic style and ability to tell stories through rhythm and motion, Scott's career highlights include choreography for major dance films such as Step Up 2, The Streets, and Step Up 3, You Got Served and its sequel You Got Served, Take It to the Streets, Coach Carter, Stomp the Yard, and Prom Night. His work brought a fresh energy to dance on screen, blending athleticism with artistry and inspiring countless young dancers worldwide. From 2008 to 2015, Scott was a resident choreographer on the hit television competition So You Think You Can Dance, where he helped shape the careers of many dancers and brought hip-hop and street dance styles to a broad audience. He also contributed to Dancing with the Stars during its 8th season in 2009, further cementing his reputation as a versatile and innovative choreographer. Beyond his professional achievements, Dave Scott was deeply loved for his warmth, kindness, and mentorship. Many dancers and colleagues have spoken about his generosity and the positive influence he had on their lives and careers. Former So You Think You Can Dance contestant Comfort Fedok expressed profound sorrow, highlighting how Scott's work inspired her even before they met personally. The cause of Scott's death has not been publicly disclosed, but his passing sent shockwaves through the dance world. His family requested donations in lieu of flowers to support funeral arrangements and to celebrate his life meaningfully, reflecting the deep respect and love surrounding his memory. Tributes poured in from across the entertainment industry, with stars and fellow choreographers honoring Scott's legacy. Harry Shum Jr., known for his work on Glee and Dancing with the Stars, credited Scott with giving him confidence and welcoming him into the dance community. Designer and choreographer Brian Tanaka, among others, shared heartfelt condolences. Underscoring the profound void left by Scott's departure, Dave Scott's influence extended far beyond choreography. He was a visionary artist who transformed how dance was perceived in mainstream media. His ability to fuse storytelling with movement elevated the art form and inspired a generation of dancers to push creative boundaries. His work not only entertained millions, but also fostered a deeper appreciation for hip-hop and street dance cultures globally. In remembering Dave Scott, the dance community celebrates a man whose rhythm and spirit continue to live on in every dancer he inspired. His legacy is one of passion, innovation, and humanity, a legacy that will forever shape the world of dance. Rest in peace. Dave Scott, your moves may have stopped, but your rhythm will dance on forever.
Marie Osmond. Marie Osmond, born into the bright lights of Ogden, Utah on October 13, 1959, Olive Marie Osmond arrived as the eighth of 9 siblings in the already famous Osmond clan. Her earliest memories are colored by rehearsals echoing through the family home and whirlwind tours that whisked her brothers from state fairs to prime-time TV while she was still mastering hopscotch. Their harmonies were conquering variety shows, and producers kept nudging her forward, yet George and Olive, her devoted parents, shielded young Marie from the stage. Until her voice could truly bloom, at age 3 she joined the Andy Williams Show for a single cameo, then retreated to childhood routines of dolls, roller skates, and after-school piano practice. Those hidden years honed her discipline and kept her grounded amid the Osmond frenzy. By 10, she could sight read sheet music, harmonize instinctively, and navigate backstage etiquette like a seasoned pro. Crucially, she was encouraged to develop individuality, absorbing her brother's lessons in showmanship, while shaping a sound distinctly her own, more Nashville twang than bubblegum pop, more yearning VBR than boy and cheer. This delicate balance between family, loyalty, and personal identity would chart the course of her entire career. Her breakout arrived in 1973, a seismic moment set against Lava Lamp Paisley and Vinyl Crackle. MGM Records sought a fresh female voice to complement the Osmond brand, and 13-year-old Marie answered with Paper Roses. The single exploded, racing up Billboard's Hot 100 and planting her at #1 on the country charts, a feat then unheard of for a teen girl. Suddenly she was headlining state fairs, flanked by sequined costumes and orchestral strings, yet still juggling algebra homework. That perfect pitch soprano, equal parts innocence and aching honesty, resonated across America's living rooms. Magazine covers crowned her the new darling of Nashville and Dolly Parton sent handwritten praise. Tours followed, neon mares in Branson standing ovations at the Grand Ole Opry, and TV specials that mixed toe-tapping fiddle breaks with gentle storytelling. Through it all, Marie mastered on-camera charisma, flashing the trademark dimpled smile, but never shying from raw emotion when a lyric demanded vulnerability. From In My Little Corner of the World to Who's Sorry Now, each release crystallized her versatility, proving she could glide from torch ballads to up-tempo, yodeling tinged romps without losing authenticity. Between rehearsals, she nurtured a flair for design and choreography, sketching costume ideas on hotel stationery margins and brainstorming lighting cues with crew chiefs. Family rehearsals became impromptu master classes. Brothers Donnie Allen, Wayne Mario, and Jay taught her microphone technique, while elder sibling Verl shared insights on harmonies. Despite his hearing loss, emphasizing visual cues over audio ones that empathy toward differently abled collaborators enriched Marie's stagecraft and later her philanthropic ethos. Meanwhile, pop culture's gender norms loomed. Executives pushed for saccharine love songs, but she fought to include steel guitar-driven heartbreakers that showcased country authenticity. Her persistence paid off when her self-titled 1975 album blended crossover pop with pure honky-tonk, cementing a multi-ray identity few contemporaries achieved. Audiences saw a teen navigating fame with grace, yet whispers of pressure surfaced. Intense dieting regimens, perfectionist rehearsals, and the tightrope walk of adolescence lived under Studio Klieg lights. Still, she pressed on, leaning into faith and family counsel to anchor her blossoming stardom. By the late 70s, television beckoned again, this time as co-host of the glossy variety juggernaut Donnie and Marie. Weekly viewers tuned in for ice rink openings, comedic sketches, and duets that twined her crystalline timbre with Donnie's velvet tenor. The show became a cultural fixture, delivering ratings rivaling Happy Days And Charlie's Angels Behind the Glitter, Marie took meticulous notes on camera blocking, pacing, and audience psychology skills that would later fortify her as executive producer of Las Vegas residencies and Hallmark specials, yet maintaining wholesome appeal. In a rapidly shifting entertainment landscape, proved taxing disco's mirrorball revolution, and rock's edgy rebellion threatened her clean-cut image, pressuring her to evolve. Without alienating core fans, she responded with 1980s "This Is the Way That I Feel," infusing subtle synth undercurrents and themes of mature romance, illustrating how authenticity and adaptability could coexist. Critics finally conceded Marie Osmond wasn't merely riding family coattails, she was driving her own creative engine. As the 1980s unfolded, personal milestones intertwined with professional pivots. Her 1982 marriage to basketball player Stephen Craig introduced new tabloids, but also inspired deeper lyrical expression. Touring schedules juggled diaper bags and sound checks, and motherhood reframed her artistic lens, injecting songs like "Until I Fall in Love Again" with nuanced maternal warmth. Simultaneously, she entered Broadway with The King and I, earning praise for vocal finesse and acting depth that testified to decades of disciplined craft. Yet beneath ovations, seeds of struggle sprouted, whispers of postpartum depression, industry ageism, and anxiety about staying relevant. In the MTV era, Marie confronted these challenges head-on, leaning into therapy, faith-based study, and rigorous vocal training to sharpen stamina. Each reinvention, be it country radio comeback, There's No Stopping Your Heart, or her acclaimed doll design business, demonstrated resourcefulness rooted in childhood lessons of perseverance. She emerged as both entertainer and entrepreneur, steeling herself for future highs and lows. Yet to come, health challenges eventually cast long shadows over Marie's spotlight, years demanding the same discipline she once used to master harmonies. After her first son's birth, she encountered crushing postpartum depression that blurred studio lights and numbed applause, an inner storm she later chronicled with candor in best-selling memoirs, publicly acknowledging that battle in the 1990s was revolutionary for a figure branded America's sweetheart. She risked career momentum to tell millions that perfect smiles sometimes hide profound anguish. Concurrently, relentless touring and televised perfectionism triggered weight fluctuations that tabloids exploited with unflattering headlines. Marie countered by partnering with Nutrisystem, transforming personal struggles into a resonant wellness campaign. She pursued balanced nutrition, interval training, and vocal rest regimens that strengthened her diaphragm while safeguarding mental health. Even a hereditary cardiac scare, mitral valve prolapse, discovered during routine tests, became part of her advocacy narrative. Routine checkups, she insisted, are as essential to performers as rehearsal time. Through vulnerability, she reframed illness as a catalyst for communal empathy. Using her platform, Marie amplified causes close to her heart, most notably serving as co-founder and decades-long ambassador of Children's Miracle Network hospitals. The charity's telethons, featuring celebrity duets, live phone banks, and tender hospital bedside segments, raised billions for pediatric care, but also taught her strategic fundraising, corporate partnerships, and the art of weaving data into human interest storytelling. She instituted backstage oxygen breaks for immunocompromised child patients visiting her shows, mindful that magic moments require logistical rigor. Her philanthropic record expanded to include mental health legislation, military family support, and advocacy for hearing-impaired communities in honor of brothers Verl and Tom. She testified before Congress, organized stadiums as benefit concerts, and produced PSA campaigns that juxtaposed her trademark warmth with crisp calls to action. Viewers didn't just see a singer, they witnessed a seasoned organizer channeling the Osmond work ethic into nationwide impact. Personal loss tested Marie's resilience in ways no rehearsal could prepare her for. She bid farewell to Mother Olive in 2000 for a pillar who had navigated contracts and comforted stage fright, tears, then to Father George in 2007, whose gentle baritone bedtime inspired her earliest solos. The deepest heartbreak arrived in 2010, when her 18-year-old son, Michael Bryan, tragically fell from his Los Angeles apartment building after silently battling emotional turmoil. Instead of retreating, Marie transformed grief into purpose, establishing scholarship funds for at-risk youth and speaking at universities about recognizing unseen struggles. She articulated the devastation of parental loss with a calm yet unwavering voice, turning private pain into collective education. These sorrows wove threads of gravitas through her subsequent performances, adding layers of ache to ballads like Piju and expanding her repertoire beyond chart metrics toward emotional ministry. Survival, however, is central to Marie's narrative tapestry. In 2011, she remarried her first husband, Stephen Craig, in the same Salt Lake temple, where their journey began, symbolizing redemption's full circle. Las Vegas soon beckoned. The Donnie and Marie residency at the Flamingo Hotel, originally slated for 6 weeks, shattered records by running 11 triumphant years. Between sequin costume changes, she served as executive producer, overseeing lighting grids, merchandise design, and social media rollouts that targeted multi-generational tourists. Broadway summoned again with Joseph and the Amazing, Technicolor, Dreamcoat, and network television welcomed her as guest host on The Talk, where she balanced pop culture debates with life coaching insights. Meanwhile, her fine porcelain doll line generated millions, proving that entrepreneurial savvy can harmonize with artistic integrity. Each reinvention underscored the mantra she once whispered backstage: adapt, uplift, repeat. Today, decades removed from the first spin of Paper Roses, Marie Osmond remains a radiant blend of tradition and reinvention. She records CROSS genre albums like 2021's Unexpected, layering operatic areas with country inflections, and tours select symphony halls where her vocal range now spans 3 octaves of stage. She mentors young talent through virtual master classes, streams cooking segments that fuse Utah comfort food with Nashville spice, and continues to chair Children's Miracle Network events that spotlight groundbreaking pediatric research. Home life balances tranquility, quilting sessions, grandchildren's piano recital with bursts of creativity in a sunlit studio overlooking the Nevada desert. Her daily routine toggles between Pilates script revisions for an upcoming holiday movie and podcast tapings exploring grizzled stories. The lilting soprano that once charmed AM radios now resonates through philanthropy, entrepreneurship, and multimedia innovation, proving that longevity in show business isn't merely surviving trends, it's orchestrating them. Legacy is not simply a trail of gold records, it is the echo of influence resonating through future artists. And Marie's imprint reaches far beyond her own catalog when rising country stars like Carrie Underwood cite Paper Roses as the first song they learned to belt in church halls, or when crossover acts such as Kelsey Ballerini reference Mary's fearless genre blending. It demonstrates how a teenage breakthrough in 1973 still shapes playlists in the streaming era. Professors at Belmont University dissect her career arc in music business, seminars presenting her as a case study in pivoting across platforms: vinyl, variety TV, Broadway, Vegas, digital singles, while maintaining brand integrity. Meanwhile, drag performers at Pride festivals remix Meet Me in Montana, proving that her melodies transcend demographic boundaries. It is no accident Marie consciously broadened arrangements to invite reinterpretation, insisting producers leave breathing room and instrumental bridges so DJs and orchestras alike could weave fresh textures. Her full discography spans more than 30 albums, each chapter reflecting the era's sonic palette, while preserving that crystalline vocal core. The 1985 comeback record, There's No Stopping Your Heart, revived her chart presence with a twangy synth line that mirrored contemporary urban cowboy vibes, whereas 1995's I Can Do This leaned into Christian pop, winning Dove Award nominations and positioning her as a spiritual storyteller. She embraced orchestrelegance with 2016's Music is Medicine, collaborating with Olivia Newton-John and Cisco, pairings that sounded improbable on paper, yet fused seamlessly in practice thanks to producer Jason Deere's lush cinematic string beds. Every release serves as a timestamp documenting technological leaps: analog tape is evolving into Pro Tools Clarity to Unreal's morphing into cloud-based sessions. Recorded across Nashville, Los Angeles, and London, Marie often describes these sonic evolutions as changing paint brushes while the canvas stays the same. My voice in the storytelling indeed is her currency. When she hosts songwriting retreats in the Utah mountains, participants arrive expecting chord charts and leave carrying life blueprints. Morning seminars emphasize hook construction, how one lyrical pivot can turn heartbreak into hope, while afternoon fireside chats tackle the business of publishing sync licensing. And metadata tagging, she frames intellectual property as family heirloom. Treat every stanza like a quilt square to pass. On she tells attendees, channeling her own quilting hobby into a pedagogical metaphor. Alumni have landed cuts on Hallmark soundtracks, and even nabbed CMA nominations, attributing their breakthroughs to Marie's insistence that vulnerability breeds universality. She reviews demos with a meticulous ear. For narrative arc, scribbling notes in colored pencil blue; for melodic tweak, red; for emotional punch, green; for market potential. That mentorship pipeline quietly ensures her legacy flows forward in fresh voices even after she eventually hangs up her tour boots. Behind the curtain of polished stages lies a savvy financier who treats royalties and residuals with the precision of a CPA. In the early 2000s, while many legacy artists sold catalogs outright, Marie opted for partial licensing deals, retaining majority ownership through Osmond Entertainment Holdings. That decision, guided by spreadsheets tracking sync requests from film and advertising agencies, now yields steady passive revenue. As classic tracks pop up in Netflix period pieces or TikTok nostalgia trends, she diversified further with equity stakes in tech startups focused on AI vocal stem separation, personally beta testing software that isolates her soprano for remix, contests her investment philosophy, mirrors her musical adaptability, spread risk across formats, build community engagement, and always keep a hand on the master files. Financial literacy seminars at her retreats illustrate royalties splitting scenarios, teaching young creators to protect publishing shares the way she once guarded doll design patents. Faith continues to underpin every decision. As a lifelong member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, she carves out Sunday mornings on tour for quiet worship, often inviting road crew families to join for non-denominational reflections. That spiritual anchor guided her 2019 keynote at the World Congress of Families in Verona, where she balanced doctrinal conviction with inclusive language, earning both applause and healthy debate. She acknowledges that visibility as a devout entertainer in secular spaces demands walking the bridge. Instead of choosing a bank of phrase, she echoes during podcasts addressing division and modern discourse. Charitable tours include hymn medley interlaced with secular hits, demonstrating that sacred and popular aesthetics can coexist without diluting either. In doing so, she models a form of cultural diplomacy, using music as common language. Amid ideological diversity, looking ahead, Marie's calendar remains as vivid as a flamingo marquee. A scripted biopic greenlit by a major streaming platform begins production next spring, with Marie serving as executive music producer, overseeing period-accurate recordings and cameo performances. She is penning another memoir focused on grandmotherhood, tentatively titled Rose Rillam, weaving caregiving anecdotes with life lessons on aging vibrantly. Tour dates are mapped through 2027, strategically rooted to align with Children's Miracle Network telethon tapings so she can pair stage time with hospital visits. At home, she mentors to grandchildren interested in animation, converting her Nevada guest house into a mini studio stocked with Cintiq tablets, motion capture rigs, and a baby grand for scoring scenes. Even leisure hours blur into creativity. Her Instagram reels showcase backyard astronomy nights, where she narrates constellation myths, turning stargazing into bite-sized storytelling for Gen Z followers. In parallel with music, Marie's aesthetic flair sparked a miniature empire of fabric, porcelain, and rhinestones early in her career. She memorized every costume seam, and by the 1990s, that eye for detail bloomed into the Marie Osmond doll collection. Limited edition figurines dressed in satin crinolines and hand-embroidered piffers that sold out on QVC. Within minutes, quilting followed, a craft inherited from her mother. Each pattern she designs carries a hidden note, like stitching faith into a border in Morse code. These ventures do more than boost revenue. They sustain American artisans with factories in Tennessee and quilting guilds in Utah. Receiving direct contracts, her retail line now spans holiday ornaments, signature perfumes, and a partnership with a national fabric chain. Featuring prints named after her hit songs, collectors worldwide track release drops like album premieres, evidencing how Marie translated stage sparkle into tangible keepsakes. that outlived chart cycles while preserving a heritage of handmade artistry technology, has never outpaced her adaptability. When live concerts paused in 2020, she assembled a remote production team to stream Marie at Home, a pay-per-view special filmed across 3 rooms and 1 backyard. In 4K HDR, she integrated augmented reality overlays, roses blooming across the screen during paper roses, and layered archival footage so audiences could duet with her younger self in real time. In 2024, she piloted a metaverse venue complete with digital merch kiosks and elevator meet and greets, capturing Gen Z attention while gathering user experience data. For future tours backstage, she consults with engineers on latency-free audio, insisting that virtual attendees receive the same pristine mix as front-row fans. Her embrace of blockade ticketing curbs scalping and funnels a small royalty to Children's Miracle Network, with every verified resale marrying innovation to philanthropy. For Marie, new gadgets are not status symbols, but audience bridges, another way to turn a melody into shared memory. Regardless of physical location, social media serves as her modern-day variety show, and she scripts each platform with producer precision. TikTok clips feature 30-second recipe hacks soundtracked by classic choruses, subtly boosting catalog streams. Instagram Reels highlight behind-the-scenes vocal warm-ups